Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our next installment of Let's Go for a Walk. Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that is relevant to a select group of individuals, but may also be interesting for other people as well. So today, our topic is going to be why it is beneficial for detection dog handlers to take their detection dogs on off-leash walks. So this is kind of a niche topic, but bear with me. And this mostly applies to detection dogs who are working off-lead. So this is going to be, a lot of conservation detection dogs, human remains detection dogs, and occasionally other types of detection dogs in certain situations, but mostly for dogs who are working off-lead and outside. So a lot of times for these types of detection disciplines, handlers are having to work very large areas. And a lot of times, you'll start off, you have your search strategy, and you start going. And your dog maybe, starts off really strong, super into it. And sometimes they will begin losing a bit of motivation, getting a bit tired. And it is very much the handler's responsibility to recognize these things in the first place. And maybe be like, okay, maybe I should rest my dog for a little while and then resume after they are recovered. But this being said, especially for newer handlers and newer dogs, there is something called crittering. Is the term I have always used or have heard used to describe it. And basically it is when a detection dog, a search and rescue dog, so this also applies to area search dogs, begins searching for animals or responding to animal smells in their environment. Now, we are using dogs for these things. And dogs, they're canid. Innately, they're a hunter. And what do they hunt? Animals. Well, this is something that is very difficult to train completely out of most dogs. And then you've got other things like breed characteristics, but that is not relevant for this talk today necessarily. But basically, crittering is when, your dog is searching and all of a sudden they're not searching for what they're supposed to be searching for anymore. They are just enjoying their environment. And maybe they are still searching, but they are following deer trails and, they can smell a squirrel in a tree. Well, all these other things, right? And sometimes, especially new handlers, do not recognize when this begins happening. So, how do we use off-lead walks to help with this problem, you ask? Well, off-lead walks show us what our dogs look like when they are not searching, but in the environment that they usually are searching. So obviously it's not necessarily going to be the same. There's a lot of contextual differences, but if you only have one dog or you only take your detection dog out on off-lead walks once in a while, you will see what they look like when they are crittering. Right? And a lot of times, these things are really subtle body language cue differences. So for instance, like many dogs, when they are sniffing an animal scent, will pull a paw up while their nose is on the ground, their tail position changes, ear position changes, right? The searching starts to look way different. And if you're really in tune with your dog's changes of behavior, you will see this. But going on off-lead walks regularly will help you see, what your dog is going to look like when they're crittering. So you can immediately identify it during training or deployments, which is very, very important because, if you're a really new handler and you're like, oh, change of behavior. Well, I just don't know. Like they look like they're suddenly really interested in something, but this isn't normally how they look. You will immediately be able to recognize it. So this is quite a short episode, but basically, I think it's really a valuable tool. There are other benefits. There are other benefits of taking your dog on off-lead walks in general, which I've covered in some other episodes. But that is the one that I think is the most specific to off-lead detection dog handlers. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw today, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon.